Always have to have our football moment in the pros. And, when you have the NFL, Players Association representative linebacker Mike Vrabel arrested for alleged theft, we have to find out, is there any truth in this story? And this is a photo of Mike, his mugshot, after his arrest. Now, Mario, before we get into the story about the alleged theft of some bottles of alcohol, let's find out, when somebody gets a mugshot, does that mean that they have enough information and content to say, you get a mugshot?
Man, you don't mess around in casinos.
Okay.
They don't like you messing around. And the other thing is this.
What?
If you come from money, you don't go in a casino dressed like this, in this shirt.
See, you're wrong.
So you look like you need to be on the Axemen up there cutting wood outside Portland.
Okay.
So now instead here you are at a casino. You don't like the NFL player rep.
Right.
And you stealing alcohol.
Okay, but now let's say alleged.
Oh, come on, y'all. Just like y'all stealing in the grocery store.
Well, let me ask you this.
Walking through the store eating fruit.
Right.
Candy.
Everybody had their day, but I'm just saying, because when he says alleged, his famous quote here is saying...
He said it was a misunderstanding.
What's a misunderstanding?
That means that's when you bust me. It's called a misunderstanding.
Well,
because I was going to pay. Had I known that I was going to get busted,
right,
I would have paid.
No, I'll tell you what.
It's merely entrapment.
Well, let me just
merely entrapment.
Well, let me just go on and give the extra details, and we'll find out the choices
and get some better wardrobe.
And better wardrobe, I agree. And we'll find out what options.
Man. What kind of shirt? I mean, I like those for chopping wood.
Well, if there is some other conditions, we're going to find out. And Mario's already thrown in his first, but there are other choices. But let's just say this: Vrabel was arrested at the the Belterra Casino in Florence, Indiana, taking bottles of alcohol away from a deli without paying for them. So we already discussed what we think may be guilt or innocence or misunderstanding.
What kind of alcohol?
It didn't specify yet.
He should have got a sandwich while I was here.
He should have got more than that.
Got to take some bottle, take a pastrami.
Well, see, you know what? It's that old thing. If I only steal something, if he stole something, that's not as valuable. They won't watch. But that's not the case. They watch equally across the board.
There you go. You're right, Vic.
Yeah, right.
You're right. Because, people eat when they go to the grocery store. You see them just eating, grabbing fruit, biting on apples, everything.
Okay.
Everything.
So what really happened? This is the question we're going to ask ourselves. And I have some choices. And I think Mario already gave his first one. So what really happened with Mike Vrabel? Well, the first choice we have here is Mike had a mind lapse and forgot to pay. That's number one.
That's what I believe. It was a brain cloud.
Yeah,
they come on suddenly, like bad weather.
I'm leaning towards
brain cloud.
I'm leaning towards that one a little bit.
Those.
But the second one is the officer could have stopped Mike to remind him to pay, but wanted the collar.
What collar?
What's the old term, man?
Oh,
I had to get the collar. The
like
police,
Negro.
man. You have to come on.
Like
you can work with me on this.
Okay,
one.
the perp. He wanted the collar, the perp.
Right.
I know. I watch Law and Order.
Law and Order.
Okay, I can speak the lingo.
You got it now. Okay.
He didn't want the collar.
He didn't want the collar?
Well, he could have stopped him. Well, yeah, he wanted to embarrass him because he actually works for the owners.
See, my whole thing is that they are there to catch.
That's right.
And they instead of warning you, they would rather go steal it.
He should have offered him a sexual favor.
Let me go on to the next one. Okay, the next one. So I'm not even going over
that. That would have made a better story.
I'm going to leave that one alone. Our third one is Mike said to himself, the NFL owner steals, so can I.
That's what I think. That's the one.
See,
that's the one.
What is that? Is that a woodpecker, man?
That was a eagle.
That's an eagle. Okay, and that's
it. That's the winner.
Time's up. Okay.
That's the winner.
All right. Now, let's go to the last one, and then we'll see which one is closely associated with what we believe Mike Vrabel's misunderstanding could be. Mike was set up by an undercover cop moonlighting overtime hours at the casino.
That is it.
That's it?
That's it. That's it, Mike.
Mike, you got stung.
You got stung, Mike.
Okay, so are we saying he's guilty?
I'm just glad it's not Des Bryant. Because I'm so tired.
I know, man.
I'm so tired of watching TV.
I know. I agree. All right, so we both are siding towards the side that there may be some guilt.
There's got to be some more to the story.
Right, because if you forgot the bottles, if he got to a certain part in the casino and said, I'm sorry, I'll go pay for them. I didn't mean to take this out.
That's what happened
with me. Because you can happen,
Yeah,
you can have.
I didn't know those clothes. I just happened to have those jeans.
Wait a minute, I'm not trying to.
I was unsure. I didn't know she was 16. She looked 17.
All right, let me go to the next story because I know he's going to take this to another place. I've been getting messages here about, not covering baseball at least. And the reason why I haven't is because I know traditional media covers a great story and ramping you up about the team's prospects of how they're going to win. And in the early season, I got to go about 5 games before I say anything. But before we do, I just want to say, okay, it's too dang early. Give me after All-Star break, and I can really look at the teams and where they're ramping up at. But if we had to start right now, we're going to look at the early leaders in the division and see if there's teams there that we know will flounder or teams that's not there on this list in the top of the divisions that will rise up. Any obvious failures or winners that's absent from this, let's just go through them real quick. I'm not going to give you the home runs, the stats. You guys get that all day long. You can get that on your fantasy leagues. We're trying to get into where we think cities may be representing a winning condition. So let's look at that wonderful warning foot fungus photo.
Well, I think this is an excellent example of how baseball is showing young ladies how to fend off sexual attacks.
See, that's wrong, man.
As you can see, this is a horny gentleman.
Wait a minute, which one?
About to self-impale.
Which one is the horny one?
He's going to impale himself on this young man's foot.
But who's more responsible? The person who's about to land or the person who says, I've already landed, come this way?
Well, it's the one who's about to land.
Okay.
This man obviously is protecting himself by using his right foot to defend off a presumed sexual attacker. So I love it.
See,
I love it.
I tried it. See, the reason why I said our sports is wrapped around, we're not trying to say that
I didn't choose these pictures.
Well, no.
Who chose these pictures? Is that the intern again?
Wait a minute. I'm just saying this. You always have to give something of a display. I mean, I like when somebody says, we're going to talk about Rodriguez. And you see a picture, and that says Rodriguez. I say, okay, you guys, if you're baseball fanatics, you'll know it. I don't have to show you the picture. Unless it's a picture that says, ooh,
sometimes we just show you the wrong picture because we like to message your head.
I enjoy that part a lot.
Yeah, show them Roger play as Roger Rodriguez, show a PD this picture.
Yeah, we're low fruit in the media scheme of things.
They don't know. They don't, that's to make sure they're watching.
Right. All right. In the American League, early leaders are 3 teams. Texas Rangers, who were, of course, in the championship last year, lost to the Giants. Kansas City Royals, Baltimore Orioles in the American League. Now, there's a couple of teams here I know that if you look at the early leaders, you're going to be shocked about. Now, I gave Texas already their props. We expect them to be there in contention. Which one of these teams leading right now, Mario, are you shocked about? Baltimore?
Kansas City Royals.
Really? Kansas City Royals? They're both about the same. You know that?
They're bad. Baltimore has crab cakes. Kansas City has barbecue.
Okay. Let me just say this.
But, bad teams.
Right.
Urban blight.
Right. Yeah, when you go to Kansas City, you think Kansas City, their last,
City?
That goes back to George Brett days. I mean, that's going back to the 80s. So it's been a long time.
It has.
And maybe I've missed the time when they've been in contention, but Baltimore is the one I'm more shocked about because that's Cal Ripken Hall of Fame territory. So the part that, I'm not saying that they are. I believe Baltimore is akin to baseball like the Clippers are to basketball. Baltimore being up in the early division.
Clippers are the worst.
Wait a minute, man.
Worst of anything. The absolute bottom dwelling, scum sucking.
You can say that. But pick the team out of the American League, one that is going to be there in the playoffs, and the one that is definitely going to be a bottom dweller out of the 3 you see here.
Texas Rangers going to be in the playoffs.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay, so you're looking at them to win the division. Now, I'm not saying that they're not.
Well, just be in the playoffs.
The retooling of a couple of teams, Boston's suffering some pitching right now. They believe they're going to be all right. They got some good hitting. Yankees expect to be in contention. There's a couple of the favors, but if I had to pick a team that I think is probably